well, I don't necessarily bleed them, but delay them as long as possible. It sounds cool, talk about making pay for every inch, but no. What I actually want is just for them not to attack and keep the factories going. What's going on in my navy? Oh, it's naval battle and it didn't tell me. Oh, yeah, the Occitanian Navy has caught them and dealt substantial damage to them. They were here doing convoy escort missions, which had some use. Soviet Spain got back all their territory, but they won't keep it for long. Although, they could in theory add build slots if they did, but they won't. Maybe Central Powers will rush troops down here, but I doubt it. It's not that they don't have places they can send them from, but... oh, this guy reached level 2 here. Bold, and he did not roll any of the Sentinel's training benefits. Oh well. He had a chance of gaining extra maneuvering and coordination, and he rolled all his stat points in maneuvering coordination, which is actually undesirable when you have Sentinel's training because you're going to get some points for free. And you don't want these to cap out with a real high-level admiral, though. It's like level 7-1, which is never going to happen here. Whatever. He's still the best choice, but do it a bold. Even if he didn't roll that stats. Of course, his force is going to get wiped out at sea for long. And there's one of the destroyers sunk. Heavy gun managed to hit it. I mean, they have a very low chance of hitting a destroyer with a big gun, but occasionally it happens. And why wouldn't they shoot at them? When occasionally it'll hit, there's no real cost except ammunition in theory. And that doesn't exist in this game, so there's no reason not to, basically. One made it away. Looks like some of the destroyers survived. Maybe I can send them some more useful repairs. And that push in Norway failed. Let me push. Cool. Alright. Naval battle results. They shot at a convoy. Was there an enemy convoy here? And one of the enemy destroyers. Oh no, one of the convoys shot at the La Palme, one of the enemy ships, I see. Like, what? I misread that. Brain fart. Yeah, so, yeah, convoys aren't completely disarmed. They have, I guess, very small bugger off guns. And the destroyers did a little damage with their puny little guns. These are destroyers I got from Jordan. They have nothing but anti-air guns. And wait, I only lost one. Did one get sunk at the last minute? Well, there's 2 surviving destroyers. Where are they going for repairs? Oh yeah, Barcelona, Catalonia has kindly offered me docking rights or military access, so I can use their 3 dockyards. They're probably just turning out convoys to instead repair my ships. They don't have a navy, so yeah, they're just endlessly turning out convoys. They have a huge number. this point, it's wasted. The only use for convoys when there's this many in the world is for nations that can turn them into destroyers like Norway. There's a few that have destroyer conversions. Norway's the main one. I think there's one or two others in the game. I think Denmark can do it once they're independent. Mechanic mainly for the Nordics. So yeah, they will slowly repair. Yep, they're actually getting repairs. Of course, they don't have the manpower to replace the lost crew, but at least the ships will be in full health. It's turned yellow. They might even fend off that attack and have time to reorganize. Re-entrench deeper. It was dumb on me to have them, to think I could manage to pull back to the mountains there. All I did was lose the entrenchment bonuses they had so carefully built up on Burgos. To be fair, the divisions surrounding them seem to have gone away. So it's possible they might be able to make it up there. They de-org these guys. And I've been as wasted as I thought. Probably better they just stay still. Dig in though. If he sees it moving, they'll probably try and stop it. Ah, they did win that fight. Amusingly. Don't lose org soar. They do. They move, they lose org. They regain org soar, and they do have a little entrenchment. This attack must have broken off at some point. Here's another fight. Managed to ambush, but they're still getting crushed. Oh, pulling back and digging in here seems to work well. So my convoys are under attack. And the Norwegian destroyers are doing something to stop it. Huh, I'm actually going to finish that last land fort in my capital. Nice. And Guinea-Bissau has a trap division here too. If they just fall back into Norwegian territory, they could. Tying up divisions here does mean that they don't have as many here, and these guys will inflict more casualties. It's not just the direct damage, it's tying up divisions. It's important. And this reduces the encirclement penalties. Only 10% instead of 30. It's actually a substantial buff in this situation. Fervency of their beliefs means that they will carry on when all odds are against them. Could be better called ideological fanaticism, but whatever. There's nothing else to do. I'm gonna watch these guys and have them make a last stand if it gets real bad. Which, I mean... Yep. There we go. They've made an impressive showing of themselves. Time to make a last stand. actually affects these guys too, which now have extra entrenchment. Cool. Up to 54%, that will slowly decay back to the current max, but two Norwegian destroyers sank there. This guy gained a lot of XP from just that one little battle. Well, the extra entrenchment probably disincentivizes these guys from attacking us soon. So, cool. Now they're losing strength like crazy because they're in the last stand. Guess again, a tiny bit of entrenchment would have been a lot more if I hadn't started moving, because it's 25% of whatever they have already built up. So. Is this guy experienced enough to promote? Maybe. I mean, my other generals are... that might do are way up in Norway. Probably wait until these guys are almost finished. Might not gain any more XP, but the unit will lose experience, progress, and become less effective. Watching strength decay to 0. Ah! Finished the fort in the capital. Now it's level 3 fortification, which... cool. That's definitely going to make things harder for anyone who attacks. Of course, it gets... effective fort level gets reduced by 1 for each direction attacked from, which I think means a level 1 fort is actually useless, I'm not sure. But a level... maybe it's... you have to attack from 2 directions to... so it might be that 3 directions it's useless if they all attack, or it might be it reduces the effective level to 1. Let's see. When they come to Damascus, of course, if they take the mountains here, they can definitely reduce it to 0. But it means as long as these mountains hold, the forts might be useful. Damascus is surrounded, has Lebanon. As long as they don't declare on them, they don't get the encirclement penalty until Lebanon becomes hostile either. That mountain helps prevent encirclement penalties, even if Lebanon's hostile. So, cool. This guy did make it to 26 XP. Interesting. If we had 135 attack. Wow, they really are making the enemy pay for this. I'm impressed. Huh. Some subs were sunk trying to sink my convoy. Presumably sunk by the enemy destroyers. I mean the friendly destroyers I did not check. Huh, this guy's made it to full entrenchment. Alright, this guy, commando expert. I'm actually mobilizing people from Damascus as long as I hold that. Just help with reinforcing my divisions a little. Factories keep producing equipment to replace lost equipment, and the city is slowly mobilizing the population of the Damascus region. It's all the people, I guess, withdrew into the city. That's the idea. As long as you hold the capital. As long as you hold the victory points, you still get the core pop. Alright. At this point, promote this guy. It's probably useless, but... Ah! I got a brilliant strategist out of it. Not useless. Good luck there. That's such good luck. Save it. What do I do? February 11th. Be careful, I don't want to delete. I created the backup specifically so I wouldn't accidentally delete these MP saves, all of them, and get in a situation like before. Where I once ended an ongoing game, multiplayer game, by deleting all the saves back because it was in the same folder as... I should probably create a separate folder somewhere. Backups, but whatever. Not sure I'm getting the steel from Iran. They must be smuggling it through enemy controlled territory. Or some rule about rivers or something. Or neutral going through Lebanon. And by sea, I don't know. Either way. Still getting this deal. So, cool. It's not actually a bad thing. I'm pamp some of these Central Powers divisions. AI has a tendency to stack way too many divisions on a front and exhaust their supply. I mean, the North American Alliance doesn't yet have enough divisions to, like, tying up the ones here actually matters, but the Central Powers have probably overstacked their fronts. They have a lot more troops, I'm pretty sure. 293 and 950 divisions versus, yeah, North American Alliance has a lot less, and they have less frontage to cover, too. Well, 2, that would actually make it better for them. They have a lot less, though. Actually, boom, boom. They may not have much less frontage. The Americans probably have gotten military access through France. Yep. So they got troops here, here, here. I'm assuming they have Poland too. Yep. So they mirror what the Central Powers have here and here and here. They also have all this. It's about similar frontage, but these guys have fewer divisions to cover it with. Well, Battle of Burgos. You guys got crushed. I didn't do that much damage in the end. Oh well. Still got a brilliant strategist of it, so definitely not a waste. We can give up enough command power. Did need some more support though. Another experienced officer here. Much more, another one. Save some of that junior officer experience by promoting people before their divisions are wiped. Kind of like historically Hitler, and I do not like the guy, but he promoted a general, I think he was a general, not a junior officer though, up to Field Marshal. That was actually more so that German doctrine said field marshals are not allowed to surrender, so they would fight to the end. I think it was Stalingrad or something after the German forces got encircled. In the game, if you had an encircled junior officer, promoting him, even once generals can be captured in the coming thing, you can still rescue captured generals. You can't rescue captured lieutenants or captains or whatever. So, Norwegians keep fighting here. They have military access, so I guess they can do it when these guys try and move through. These guys actually also have military access, but they can't do it because they're actually blocked by this Norwegian division, which is just crushing them every time. It's kind of amusing, really. Very little chance of taking Agder back here. Be nice, but really? They're going to increase air production. Probably do this. Anything to avoid that research slot, eh? Well, I mean, when their focus tree gets locked, this does give them nice national spirit stuff. That's right, because this is pretty useless, but this is pretty useless too. But this isn't. Well, this means Norway needs to hold on even longer. At this point, this can be renamed to a Syrian theater. There's no one who's not in Syria in this theater. Keep upgrading people to use the newest rifles. Trying to meet some of the artillery shortfall. So I'm definitely losing faster than I gain. That means is causing more attrition than my factories can make up for. Also more lost manpower. Entrenched. At this point, the max entrenchment, they should all go over this. It's not this general, it's this army group. Though, this guy is, well, he's a harsh leader, but that means that he reorgs slower. Okay, so what they should actually do is this guy should go under here. Other army group gone. Boom. Everyone under this guy. He might make a rank. Fighting is long enough. The other alternative would be this guy for a little more effectiveness thanks to Old Guard. There is some value of, you know, training up your generals. Trickster is useless because then people probably outthink my people anyway. So. Alright, let's look at Norway for a while. There's probably more I can do here. Then stacking a lot of divisions here. guys are all fully entrenched. Do I dare risk a counterattack? I wonder what these guys are now. No, I do not. If I was a different field marshal. This guy was pulled recently from... He could eventually lead counterattacks. This guy under him. Be good for... Like, counterattacks isn't taking territory back. There's something useful these guys could do, and they could, as they could go and help with this fighting. Oh, fight's not gonna stall. I think go here because remember at 10 divisions. Yeah, one militia is not going to be able to hold them for all mountains, you know. Pull them back. These guys aren't going to be able to hold either. Oh, wait. Bad time up. Yeah, there's some of these guys here, actually. Can't afford to lose any of these provinces. The mountains would be bad to lose, but so would this. Alright, well, they're cleaning up the Mid-Atlantic Gap, apparently. Goodbye, Pelt. the Azores, which I'm assuming this is the U.S. faction. They're at war with Soviet Portugal, so let's end up occupying themselves. And the Balearics. Not much I can do about any of that. Poland is not, that front's pretty static, I have to say. However, the longer this goes on, the Central Powers have ridiculous focus trees, so Austria does, Hungary, since the rework. So they're just going to become more and more powerful. Also, they have a lot of areas where they're still building compliance. Hungary actually poured all this, but Austria is getting compliance in the Czech territory. Prague, most importantly. So the longer things go on, the more things shift in favor of the Central Powers. Reserve France is probably out of anything useful to run, and Poland to a lesser degree. They have a little bigger focus tree. Some nations have much bigger focus trees than others. For instance, Finland's got a rather large one compared to some of the Nordics. Denmark's got a big one, but they lose access to a lot of it when they become a puppet like this. It's special. Which means I'll be able to choose the order to run stuff when I swap to them. Is now level 4. That's for a while. Actually, definitely gonna make it to infantry and to tank. This done, and this will improve the supply situation for these guys. Be able to use trucks to extend the range. The problem is these guys are out of supply here. That's bleeding equipment. In fact, I might want to withdraw them north. Just so that Lithuania and the Norwegians will try and hold this, but they're also vulnerable to shore bombardment here on top of everything. Whenever I move divisions, I swap them. This guy is better for mobility. Need to do something about it. These guys have lost so much equipment. It's making things worse. In terms of keeping my men supplied, not by a amount. Turn to where they can get supplies. Maybe this will help. Nope. And that doesn't. Oh, it does.